What's going on, guys? Toilet here, back with another episode of Satisfactory. Today's episode, we are going to be talking about Satisfactory 1.2. Because Satisfactory 1.2 just dropped today, I figured we'd spend an episode talking about it. And it is a great update. First off, some new building options. We have the cross beam. Nice little plus beam with some dots on the side. Looks really nice. We like it. We like it. Some more decor options. This isn't really a decor, but we now have a T-junction pipe. So no more hassling with 4 inputs outputs. We now have a 3. This will probably help so much in so many of y'all's builds. I know they'll definitely help in mine. And definitely I might be a little biased, but this is probably my favorite thing in this update. This is a spawn toilet. This is basically a spawn point for if you die and don't want to spawn at the hub. You spawn here instead. If you have 2 of them in your world, let's say 1 at the factory, 1 near your hub, and you die close to your factory, you will spawn at the one closer to your factory and vice versa. If you die closer to the hub, you will spawn in the one closer to the hub. Absolutely amazing. And look, you get to interact with me wherever you go. No more going to the hub to interact with me. Now you can have your own personal toilet all over the world, and it comes with a little heart on it, and it's so cute. Do not forget, we do not waste, and wash your hands for 20 seconds. That was not 20 seconds. All right. And finally, something we have been waiting for a long time. We can now zoop the signs to make it easier to put them down. The devs know that we like to make some bright neon signs all over our base, our factories. So now we can easily zoop them and have a line of neon signs, and it works for the billboards. All of the signs are now zoopable. That is awesome. All right, so that's basically it for cosmetic and logistics. Now the biggest thing in this update, we now have fluid trucks. We had your regular trucks before that carry your items with some fuel, but now we have that for fluids. This fluid trucks holds 3,200 meters square of 3,200 liquid. I don't really know the correct measurement, but 3,200. That is honestly insane how much that holds. And another big thing with non-train vehicles, you now have vehicle paths. These act just like railways. You know how in railways you just place them down, curve them around, wait till they're blue, the train will follow. You now have the same thing with the vehicle paths. You have the universal vehicle path that can take any of the vehicles other than the factory cart, but then you have specific paths for specific vehicles. So let's say you don't want your fluid truck going onto your regular truck path. These are what you would use, but they work the same as railroads, to where you have your default, you also have your straight, and you basically place them down when they turn blue. And if you have a loop, you can put a truck on it. So let's do that. As you can see, you have your new fluid truck stations. Again, work the same as your regular truck stations. You collect your liquid or your gas. You put 2 of them in your world, 1 of them set to unload. And then you take your vehicle path, you connect it just like you would a railroad. And as you can see, now that is all blue. That is a constant flow. And now any vehicle can go on this except for the factory cart. Let's say you want to put a tractor on it, it locks on, you can put that on. You can put on the truck, you could put on the fluid truck, and you could put on the Explorer. Yes, the Explorer now has vehicle paths. So you could do like, you know, you could have not really like bus stations, but like Explorer stations where it comes and picks you up. You enable the autopilot and it just drives you around the world. Very cool. So once you select your vehicle of choice, the path will light up blue to let you know that it is good. You place down your truck on the path. You go up just like your regular old trains and pick up stuff like that. Pick up, drop off, enable the autopilot. As long as it has fuels, it shall go. And you could toggle path visualization if you don't want to see it while you're driving it. And this is such a great addition because the main reason I didn't use trucks and vehicles in my world is because the path system is very finicky. And this just kind of solidifies it. And it is so cool. beautiful, absolutely amazing, and it works with all the vehicles too. You can even have a factory car vehicle path. Look at this tiny thing if you just wanted vehicles running around your factory. I think that's pretty cool. So I really like the fluid truck. That's two minor things that I would change. In my opinion, one, I think the fluid freight car should hold 3,200, in my opinion. B, it would be cool if you could see what liquid is inside, because you can see it with the pipes going through and you can see it on the actual station itself. So I think a cool indicator of what's in it would be really cool. That's just me. But that is your vehicles. You got your fluid truck, you got your vehicle paths. That is that. I do not think there's anything else in the vehicles. The next thing, this is what we have been waiting for. I'm so happy they added this. So before, you take your power pole and you connect all your devices together. Easy peasy. Ugly wires. Well, they finally listened and they put it in. You can now daisy chain your factories together. Yes, just like the batteries, you can now daisy chain any factories together. Each machine has 2 inputs, so as you can see, you cannot pull off a daisy chain. They have 2 inputs and you can just do that. Absolutely incredible. That saves everyone from making blueprints with an extra power thing on there, so you don't have to, so you would have to do custom daisy chaining, and it works for anything that requires power, including the nuclear power plants. If we put 2 of these down here, I always forget how big these are. You can daisy chain these together. Look at that. Easy peasy. Absolutely incredible. And then some other minor changes. As you can see in the intro, I was using the new selfie mode. Yes, we now have a selfie mode and you can run around and do stuff with it. Looks like you're vlogging. You have a bunch of poses that you can do. You can change where your arm is and how it's looking up or down. You don't have to look into the camera. If you don't, you can roll your head. Head pitch. Yes, 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 yes. They also updated the weather. So now you have weather that can happen throughout the world. And luckily, they made it so you can have weather presets. So you can do dry, which obviously that's what we are now. I don't know if it, yeah, because, oh, I had to restart. Okay. You can do wet, great massage 2, clear, raining kittens and puppies, and extreme. Let's do wet. Restart the game session. Okay, that's fine. Let's do that. I don't think it didn't change. Hold on. It's supposed to be wet. Where's my wet? Nope, I'm not crazy. It's just not being wet. What about the other ones? Oh, wet, rain, overcast, and clear weather, some thunder. The great massage 2, wind and rain with a touch of overcast and thunderstorm. Clear weather with a touch of wind, rain, and thunder. Chance of rain and windy weather, low chance of thunder and clear weather. Chance of rain, thunder, low chance of clear weather. Okay, so it's still chances. Let's just go extreme. Why not? Let's just see. Maybe we'll get some weather. I don't know. But there is a bunch of weather systems. Storming, clear, windy. But while we wait for weather to happen, another minor change happened to the, where is she? The Manta. Apparently the Manta got a graphic overhaul. I know there's one over here. Where are you? There you are. So Miss Manta over here got a little graphical overhaul and she looks much more pretty now. She's very bright. Her bottom half looks a little different and she just looks so much brighter, so much more friendly. Oh, she bumped me out of the air. See, and I think she looks different. I don't remember what the original looks like, to be honest, but it does seem to be very windy. Like, I don't know if that's just me, but it does seem to be a lot more windy than normal. I'm sure it is very pretty and cool when it happens, but I am kind of impatient. I want to show you guys the other major updates. So to do so, we have to go back to the menu. Alrighty, so here in the menu, as you can see, first off, new menu looks sick. If you go into new game and you go down, you now have game modes. You have cost multipliers and world randomization. Cost multiplier is for the space elevator, recipe parts, and power consumption. You can increase or decrease them depending, which basically means for the space elevator, the first thing you need is 50 smart plates. If you change this up to 10, you now need 500 smart plates to go on, and so on and so forth. But you could bring it down or up, as well as the recipe part multiplier. These aren't as extreme, but let's say if you needed 10 iron plates for something, if you needed 2, if you put this multiplier up to 2, you now need 20. Same thing with power consumption. If you need 50 megawatts, put it up to 2, you now need 100 megawatts. Definitely a great challenge mode type beat. A lot of challenges gonna be with that. And then you have world randomization, where you can randomize the resource nodes that naturally spawn in the world. You can make them random, basically just move them around the map. Same amount of nodes, same purities. It's just now they're randomly scattered across the map. You can do basic resource rich, which down here it says increased iron, coal, copper, caterium, and limestone. Advanced resource rich gives you increased quartz, sulfur, bauxite, salmon, uranium, and fossil fuel gives you increased oil, coal, and sulfur. So if you wanted to do a world where you have so much more uranium, that is the go-to. If you wanted more iron stuff and copper, that is the basic resource is where you're at. If you're wanting a bunch of fuel, fossil fuel, that's your go-to. Then you have purity. You have default. You can do all pure, which is cool, which would help with, you know, these stats, these high stats. All impure, mostly impure, and then random. And you also have world seeds. So you can show your seed. You can put in different seeds and stuff like that. If people change this around, have their own seeds, you can input them there. This is going to be so good for the Satisfactory community because we have so many different challenges we can do. We have the easy challenges versus the hard challenges. Depends on how you want to play. Let's just go to advanced resource rich, and we'll put everything at 100. We'll put random, we'll put all pure. Why not? Alrighty. So first off, you can already see something different. That is a uranium node in the middle of the Dune Desert. Pure uranium node right in the middle of the Dune Desert. And then you got two, look at that, two SAM nodes right next to each other. Oh, look, it's raining now. Look, you can see the rain on my visor. Oh, now it's raining. Let's go. Oh yeah, heavy rain. And look, another uranium node over here. Absolutely wild. God, look at that. You can see it. That's so pretty. Look at that. Oh, and it makes it all shiny. Oh, that is so pretty. I'm so glad we got to see it. But yeah, that's basically the world customization. Put a radar tower down. Look at the map. Look at that. You have, look at all these SAM nodes. SAM nodes. We got SAM here. We got uranium pure here. This is just going to spawn a bunch of challenges, and I am here for it. All right, well, that is going to be it for this episode. If you guys are enjoying Satisfactory 1.2, then leave a like. If you guys enjoyed this video, leave a like, comment, and subscribe. I do have another Satisfactory video coming out pretty shortly. I just got to finish editing it, but it is before 1.2 dropped, so maybe in the future I'll change some things around. But you guys have a great rest of your day. I will talk to you guys in the next video. Peace.